Good morning everybody, my name is Crystal and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you like my videos, please smash that like button, please do subscribe. It's Friday morning. Good morning. I feel a bit mind battered from yesterday. I feel really tired and drained and a bit bemused and puzzled as to why my mother was behaving so bad as she was yesterday, when the 2 weeks beforehand she was happy. Well, the week beforehand, I saw her the week before last and she was happy and okay. So what had happened over a week, I do not know. A week and 1 day, the gap from me seeing my mum. So, Alexa, good morning.
Good morning. If you're as excited about England's footballing progress as I am, ask me, is it coming home?
Alexa, is it coming home?
Oh my days. Could football finally be coming home? It's so close I can smell it, and it smells amazing.
England, England, England. So guys, good morning. Alexa, what's the time please?
Good morning, Crystal. The time is 8 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
Today is Friday the 12th of July.
Alexa, what's the weather outlook?
It's 8 a.m.
Alexa, what's the weather outlook?
Right now in Rochester, it's 13 degrees Celsius with mostly cloudy skies. Today's forecast has overcast weather, with a high of 18 degrees and a low of 10 degrees.
Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
Today my hairdresser gave me a bad haircut, but I think it'll grow on me.
And Alexa, whose birthday is it today? Alexa, whose birthday is it today?
Today's famous birthdays include Nico Williams, English rock band The Rolling Stones, Brazilian Association football player Vinicius Junior, American actor, comedian, author, producer, musician, activist, sex offender Bill Cosby, and American professional wrestler and mixed martial artist Brock Lesnar.
Again, good morning. The weather has taken a turn for the worse again. It's been raining here in Rochester. The sky is overcast and cloudy and it looks dismal. So, yesterday I went up to see my mum with all the goodness in my heart. I had the washing line, I had the light bulb, and I had a smile on my face, ready to go and see my mum, because unfortunately my dad died 3 years ago. Well, it will be on August the 21st. Right, so I wanted to help my mum. But it never turns out like that, does it? It never turns out the way you want it to turn out. Went up in a taxi to my mum. My mum and I had had a conversation over the phone, and in previous messages she said that she would, was I coming up today today or yesterday? So I said I'll go up yesterday, and we had a conversation. She didn't sound like she didn't want me up there. I don't play games and I need to protect my mental health and sanity, and I'm not going through that again. On no accounts am I going through what I experienced yesterday again. It was awful, and I believe that it was all put on. All of it. Because my dad did it to me. My dad did this to me before he died. he told me to fuck off, and not only did he tell me to fuck off, he told Charlotte to fuck off, which isn't very nice, is it? That was my father. So, my mum went out to the taxi driver. The taxi driver that my mum had told me was in a miserable mood. She paid the taxi driver. We went into my mum's flat, and I sat down, and almost immediately it was like she wanted to cause some sort of argument. Now, if my life was in danger or something was up, why couldn't she just tell me? Why does she have to? She was making out I was Derek and my blood pressure was going up. That's what she was doing. Fortunately for me, I don't have a heart condition. I suffer from severe heartburn. I suffer from chronic pain, but my father Derek had heart arrhythmia and heart failure. So there was all at it again. I sat down, and within about 5-10 minutes my mum started. I call it trying to annoy me, trying to upset me. And I wanted to fix her light bulb. I went up there. She started shouting for no reason. And of course, it looks like it's me, doesn't it? So, I managed to get the light bulb done, but she was screaming and shouting. She didn't want the light bulb in. The light, I was trying to help my mum. And then she was trying to make me cross by saying, oh, I think Charlotte's. It was me that asked my mum before I put the light bulb in. I said, Charlotte's taller than me. Did you ask Charlotte to put the bulb in? And that's when she said, I prefer Charlotte to do it. That's why she said, I prefer Charlotte to put the light bulb in. As you know, light bulbs, and that are connected to wires. And she was screaming and shouting while I was trying to put this light bulb in, and I did it, but the wiring was loose. And I had actually taken the light bulb out while the electric was still on, so that light fitting. That upset me. Then my mum said, oh, I think you'd like a takeaway, would you? I don't ask for takeaways, let me put that straight. My mum goes to the drawer, gets a pen, gets takeaway leaflets, and she comes out with it and wants me to eat something. So I eat something. Something was definitely on my mum's mind yesterday, because she was frantic, she was anxious, she was shouting at me. Basically, I stayed there. She kept talking about her neighbour. Something was on her mind, and I just said to her, I said, if there's something wrong, just tell me. And she wouldn't. So I carried on as best as I could, and it was when I was on I was getting ready to go home that my mum's attitude deteriorated badly, and she fucking made me so anxious. And I wasn't going to get cross. I don't get cross with an old lady, but she was screeching. And I'm surprised the neighbours didn't hear, but because I put my bags outside. When I'm waiting for the taxi to go home at my mum's, I put my bags outside, right? And she's convinced her neighbour is against her, and she's gossiping about her. the one that comes in to see my mum, she's got this thing that she's doing something against my mother. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I put my bags outside, and her neighbour's car was parked near my mum's flat. And I said, my bags are outside, Mum. I'm stood in the hallway, I'm watching them. And she went, get outside. And she shouted like that, get your bags. And I thought, oh my God. My mum accused me of trying to copy her. Again. It's distressing, it really is, to see your mum go like that, screaming at me like an autistic child. My mum's got a sister, but she hasn't got any, and Charlotte does my mum's shopping for her. So I'm stuck as what to do. She will not accept any help, and basically she shouts and screams, and I can't deal with it. Now I know my dad was a violent man, and he put it on because he was like that all through my childhood. He shouted at me, hit me, beat me. He did nasty things to me, but I've never seen my mum act like my dad in that way. So my mum rang the taxi, and she said to the lady or whoever it was, the taxi control operator, a taxi for Genestra, she said, not Jennifer, she said a taxi for Genestra. And the lady on the end of the phone must have said, right, it's on its way. So I put my bags outside, and I got shouted at to watch my bags, someone might steal something. She's convinced someone's coming into her flat, moving things around. And waited for this taxi. Mary came out of her flat opposite my mother with a man that looked like one of the taxi drivers I'd had, with slicked back hair. He called himself Steve. So this couple, Mary and a bloke, came out of the flat, and they walked a dog down the road. Because my mum kept going in the flat, I haven't got a dog, I haven't got a pet. So Mary came out with the dog, she walked down the road, and then she walked back up again with this bloke, and then the taxi came. The taxi parked out the side, and my mum screamed at me. She screamed at me because the first taxi driver apparently was in a mood because I hadn't gone out straight to the taxi. I hadn't gone out straight to the taxi because he was parked in the wrong place. He was parked outside, not the front entrance to the flats. He was parked outside the back of somebody else's flats. He wasn't even parked outside my flats. So this taxi driver in the morning was getting arsey with my mother, right, which upset my mum and made her anxious. And so when the taxi came to her flat to pick me up, to take me home to Rochester, she went, get out! She went, get out! And she shouted at me like that. And I went, pardon? She went, get out! She went, the taxi's gonna go. And I flipping jumped out my skin. I jumped out my bloody skin. She had been rambling on about Ben, her mental health nurse, all throughout me being up there, right? And Ben was an Asian man with a bald head. So what driver did I have to take me home to Rochester? Asian man with a bald head. I can't cope with that. I can't cope with that. How could I have someone like that live with me when I suffer from anxiety and depression? Screamed at me. I thought it was in an episode of fucking The Exorcist. Get out! She said. I was terrified. Absolutely terrified. Terrified. Absolutely. What was that all about? If a taxi driver is rude to me, right, I've had rude taxi drivers, really rude taxi drivers, and then you calm them down, you say, look, what's the problem? You know, I had one, they get agitated, they start ringing on the doorbell, banging on the door, where are you? What is this? Impatience. My mum had ordered a taxi once, right? And I was getting my bags together. Some people are disabled and some people have disabilities. And, right, what's the point of waiting outside half an hour for a taxi? It's pointless, isn't it? So you look out the window, you stand by the door in the warm, especially when it's raining. So my mum had ordered a taxi driver once, and they said it was going to be 5 minutes. So I went outside, waited, 10 minutes went, it didn't come. So I pulled the bags back in, went into the living room, it arrives afterwards, right? So I've got to pick my bags up again, and he gets out the taxi, boom, 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 boom on the door, bing, 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 bing on the bell. And if it was a taxi for my mum, she's bloody disabled and can't walk very well. What the fuck are these taxi drivers getting cross for? Getting cross with my mum, and he's parked in the wrong place. He's not even outside my flat. And that both taxi companies have been told the exact block of flats, the exact flat number, and they keep parking outside the wrong block of flats. And these drivers are shouting at women. My mum's a woman, I'm a woman. Male taxi drivers shouting and getting arsey with women. Every time she talks about Ben, I get Asian taxi drivers. I've got no problem with Asian taxi drivers. I'm just saying that her mental health nurse was an Asian man and something happened, and she's not telling me the whole story. And why I said to her, why are you talking about it now? You haven't had this. She hasn't been under mental health workers since about 2009. She told her mental health team there was nothing wrong with her, she didn't need any help, and they withdrew everything. She gets medication once a month, and the doctor's supposed to keep an eye on her, and I got screamed at yesterday. Now that's okay screaming at a relative, because a relative might understand you've got a condition, but if she goes out in the fucking outside world and screams at general members of the public, they're not going to fucking feel sorry for her like I do, are they? She lives in a world of her own. She lives in a world of her own, and she needs help and support and regular checkups from the doctor, and she's not getting any of that. None of it. And workers, people that work for my mum, might not know what she has because she doesn't think she's got it. She thinks she's completely normal, but screaming at someone isn't normal behaviour. It isn't. Anyway, I left yesterday. I wasn't harmed by any taxi drivers, as you know. I've been talking to this aggressive bloke on FaceTime. It was like pressurising me for pictures of my boobs. And then I got to my mum's and she's dressed in a low-cut top. I don't know what's going on, but if someone's short of money, they're not exploiting me to get money, I'm afraid. I won't have it. So my mum left me a message last night, and I'm just going to leave it for a while before I speak to my mum again, because I've never seen my mum behave like that before.
Welcome to your EE voicemail. You have 6 new messages and 8 saved messages. First new message. Received Wednesday, July. Your message will be saved for 7 days. Next new message. Received Wednesday, July. Your message will be saved for 7 days. Next new message. Received yesterday. Your message will be saved for 7 days. Next new message. Received yesterday at 8:43 a.m. Your message will be saved for 7 days. Next new message. Received yesterday at 11:57 a.m.
Hello, Janessa. This is your mother, Jennifer, speaking to you from her landline post, telling you the taxi is on its way. Okay, Janessa, hope to see you soon. Bye.
Your message will be saved for 7 days. Next new message. Received yesterday at 5:32 p.m.
Good evening, Janessa. This is your mother, Jennifer, speaking to you from her landline phone. Thanking you for coming up to see me today, Thursday. And I look forward to seeing you again sometime next week. I'm giving you this phone call, hoping you've got home safely by taxi. If you can, give me a telephone call to let me know you've got home safely. And again, thank you for coming up to see me. I do hope Nikki's a little bit better now when you've got back home. Okay, thinking of you, Janessa, I'll give you a telephone call this evening just to wish you good night, God bless. Other than that, again, thank you for coming up to see me today. Thank you.
Message deleted. First saved message.
So my mum did not ring me. She did not ring me later in the evening, and she sounds completely normal on that phone call. So was she acting? Was that all acting and put on, what I went through? Or is she mentally ill? She acted in that phone call like nothing happened. But I was screamed and shouted at. And I don't really want to go up there next week, to be fair. You see, what happens behind closed doors, nobody else sees, do they? See you later.